Hello, and welcome to another trick jumping tutorial. In this video, I'll explain what vectoring is and how to do it. While this video is oriented towards trick jumpers, vectoring actually has multiple applications in speedrunning and Koopa freerunning as well. Vectoring is an exploitation of how the game handles acceleration while turning mid-air. While this acceleration is intended to make movement feel more natural, we can abuse it to gain a lot more speed than intended. Just to show, here's a side-by-side comparison using Snowdram. No vectoring is on the left, and vectoring is on the right. While vectoring isn't required to make it, it is much harder since you have way less wiggle room to work with. Vectoring occurs while changing angles, not just moving at a diagonal. This also means that long jumps and dives cannot be vectored, because Mario can't change directions in them, or at least not without losing all your speed. If you're just looking for a quick guide, here's your 20-second explanation. Take note of the angle Mario is facing just before he jumps. When you do jump, circle the control stick by 90 degrees. For the rest of the jump, you want to alternate between these two angles. Capthrow at the same angle you were facing right before you jumped, and hold the other angle for the bounce off Cappy as well as the rainbow spin. Now, if you want a detailed breakdown for each part of a jump, I will be teaching what is known as left vector. Most people find this the most natural way to vector, but if it isn't for you, simply swap all the left and right directions that I say. I will be using Metro Impossible as an example jump, but you can try this on any jump. We will start with vectoring triple jumps and vaults, as this is the part of the jump where vectoring will have the most impact. Start with the landing, moon whatever, roughly in the center of the camera. This is crucial because the direction you hold is relative to the camera, meaning none of what I say will work if you do not follow this step. When you are just about to press A or B to jump, you want to be facing about 45 degrees to the right. If it's hard to understand angles, 45 degrees means the same thing as diagonal or simply up left or upright. Once you actually press A or B to jump, circle the control stick so that you're holding 45 degrees to the left. If you have done this successfully, Mario will immediately start turning to the left and stop turning once he's facing 45 degrees. As the triple continues, you can see the additional speed which results in extra distance. Once you are comfortable with triple jump vector and vault vector, it is time to learn cap bounce vectoring. As stated before, the landing should be roughly in the center of camera. It will have automatically shifted a bit, but not nearly enough to cause a problem. For the cap bounce, aim Cappy about 45 degrees to the right. While Mario is diving towards Cappy, circle the control stick to 45 degrees on the left. If done successfully, Mario will land on the edge of Cappy and then start turning to face the left. At this point, it is also worth noting that you want to change angles as fast as possible. The longer it takes to change, the more potential or actual speed or distance you are losing. The last important part to vector is the homing Capthrow, whether in the form of a regular homing Capthrow, MCCT, or triple throw. If you do not know how to do a homing Capthrow, I have linked a tutorial for it in the description of this video. Please learn to do it before working on vectoring anymore. You need to be extremely comfortable with them to add vectoring. Just like for vectoring cap bounces, aim Cappy about 45 degrees to the right. As close to when Cappy returns to Mario as you can, very quickly circle the control stick so that you are holding 45 degrees to the left and rainbow spin. It is harder to see if this is done successfully, however, you should see the camera move a bit to the right during the Capthrow and home, and Mario should be moving left during the rainbow spin. The true final thing that can be vectored is the final Capthrow, but it doesn't have much of an impact and is a little different. If you are comfortable with the three previous actions, this shouldn't take much to learn. Once again, aim Cappy about 45 degrees to the right. This time though, quickly circle forward so that you dive straight towards the platform. I will warn that this makes the dive angle much harder. Despite this, by the time you're going for master tier trick jumps, it's good to just get this in your muscle memory. Two of the most common errors while trying to vector are overvectoring and vector switching. Overvectoring occurs when changing angles by more than 90 degrees. Most of the time, you can see it if Mario loses a lot of speed while seemingly stuck facing a certain angle. If this is happening, you need to shift one or both angles that you're holding a bit closer to forward. Vector switching is when you change the direction you are vectoring towards in the middle of a jump. Not only does this mess with the line that Mario is taking, but it often decreases speed during the action the switch occurred on due to weaker vectoring, or interferes with the timing of everything that follows. Make sure that you start the jump and perform all Capthrows facing the same direction, and change to the other direction for each thing in between. If it helps, you can also think of each attempt as a zigzag. You should be alternating directions throughout the jump, so if you ever do two things in a row while holding the same direction, you are probably vector switching. Now, let's go over some key terms and acronyms related to vectoring. A jump is typically broken down into 4 parts: the initial jump, like a triple jump or vault, the cap bounce, the homing cap throw, which includes the rainbow spin, and the final cap throw plus dive. Each part has 2 key angles. The starting angle that you begin each action with is simply referred to as angle in acronyms and is represented by an A. The direction you switch to during the action, or the final angle, is referred to as the vector and is represented by a V. This is also why left vector and right vector, LV and RV, are called that way, since their direction corresponds with which direction you vector towards. When receiving help, the most commonly used words are stronger, weaker, wider, and narrower. Stronger and wider mean to aim closer to fully left or right, and weaker and narrower mean to aim closer to forwards. While wider and narrower are less often used than their counterparts, they tend to refer strictly to the angle. If you're confused by any more terms, I cover a much more expansive list in my trick jumping terms video. Thank you so much for watching. On screen now is a diagram that summarizes what I said during the breakdown. Pause if you would like to screenshot it or whatever. If you have any other questions, you can ask in the comments or join the Trick Jumping Discord and ask there in the Trick Jump Help channel. Have fun jumping!